right, y'all have to wait a minute. Hold on.
It's gonna make an entrance. Fantastic. The king of cringe comedy, James himself.
Sup, everybody? What's going on? I hope all of y'all are doing fan-frickin-tastic out there. It is I, James Self Standard, and if it wasn't for the paint, I promise you, I'm not Jeff Hardy. Not the real one, anyway. All right, let me see if I can get this back to the Okay, there we go. Back to the bars mode. But yeah, it's that time again, once a year, for the annual live stream costume party. We're here with some of my guests. I'm expecting 2 more, but we'll see if they'll show up later. We got Mike Solitaire right here, and we got the Princess Catherine and all her royalty. Okay, so yeah, I promise that this year's going to be a heck of a lot better than my Wolfpack Sting from last year. I can't remember what program I was losing last year. I think it was XSplit, but oh well. So, how y'all two been doing?
I'm doing all right. Been busy.
Yeah.
Been doing well, just fading in and out of reality. Just fading in and out.
I like that effect. Yeah. but dude, I've known you about 2 or 3 years now, but for once, for the stream, I don't think I could trust you that much because dude, I see right through you, bruh. I see Randy Quench up in the up in the chat. He's saying, "What's new, SSP? A lot of stuff. This year has been a crazy roller coaster, going up, down. You could say that this year's delivered quite the twist of fate."
Oh God, we're gonna have a pun fiesta, aren't we? This is gonna be a pun
Seems
fiesta.
like it, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah. He's
Oh.
punching for the sky right here. Yeah.
Yeah, so we got a few good things to do here today. First of all, let me get myself a glass of blood, or a cup of blood here. Gonna be drinking it out of this cup right here. Got the festivities going. Let me go and get my bottle of blood. Jeff Hardy did used to hang around Gangrel, so yeah.
But oh, juicy.
Oh, that looks.
Definitely not Coke Red.
Should have put it into a bag and squeezed it out.
Okie dokie. So, yeah. First things first. I think we can go and get this out of the way. How'd y'all like to do some Halloween Mad Libs right quick?
Halloween Mad Libs. Okay.
Yes.
What does that entail?
Okay.
Yeah.
I read out a form of grammar like pronoun or adverb or whatever, right? And you give me a word based on that. All right. And whatever words you give me, it fills in the blanks to tell a story. All right.
Okay.
Well, we can take turns filling them out. Okay. So, for example, this first one, the first thing I see is an adjective. An adjective describes something. Like Kevin Nash. Look at the adjective. Play. But yeah. So I'll
Haven't heard
pick.
that in so long.
Yeah, that was before the quarter. All right, so
Yeah.
Let's see here. For my adjective, I'll pick play. No, I'm playing. I'm gonna pick aluminum.
What?
All right, Mike. or solitaire, whatever you want me to call you.
That's all good.
Okay, give me a verb, like it's something you do.
Jump.
Okay, jump. All right, princess, give me an adjective.
Oh God, I can't think of one. Shit. Oh, I'm sorry if I swear. Oh my God, I do apologize for that. Um. Crap. Can't think of
That's a good.
offhand.
Hey, crappy. That's a good one. Want to use that one?
Sure, why not?
Okay. I think you're getting the idea now. I'll choose this
Mhm.
next one. I'll choose this next one. All right. Solitaire, give me a color.
Green.
A favorite.
Exactly.
Okay. Princess, name any object.
Table.
Okay. Mike,
Yo.
get the tables.
I could, but my hands would pass right through it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right, Catherine, you ready to give me another adjective?
Mm. Wait, I forgot what an adjective is. I forgot. Oh my God, I'm so stupid.
It's a word that describes another thing.
Okay.
Like it could be a scent, it could be a texture, it could be a flavor.
Oh, sour.
Okay. All right. All right. All right, Solitaire, give me another verb.
Lying.
Okay.
Thought I got the opposite of jump.
All right. I think I fell out of pattern, but because I was including my own as we went along too. All right, Catherine, give me another object.
A chair.
Okay. Oh, great. We have a table. We have a ladder. Oh, we have a table. We have a chair, but we ain't got no ladder. Okay. Okay, let's see here. All right, I put in the last adjective, so here we go. All right, this one is called Monstrous Mad Libs. Tonight is a night when all of the aluminum monsters come out to jump. Crappy witches with big brick and green shoes make potions and very spooky brews. Vampires with tables and long red capes visit with friends and search for nicknames. Ogres and ghosts sometimes lick and play on the sour October day. All the trick-or-treaters lying and hunt for chair and a scare, dressed up as princesses and cowboys here and there. Have a drunk Halloween 2020.
Oh my God.
It's listed as
That's
20.
great.
It's listed as 20. It's listed as 2012, but I changed it for the year.
Yeah, make it more relevant. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the idea.
Yeah. So, getting all tangled up here. All right. So, Mike, did you watch Hell in a Cell last night?
Yeah, I did.
I'm sorry, that Roman and Uso match, I was that close to crying. That close. Yeah. I don't know what I don't know what I was about to cry at, but I was getting worried, like legitimately worried.
Yeah, that looked like serious pain. Good drama. It's the best storyline going in WWE at the moment. Yeah, it was some real genius play. Him walking out with the family and everything like that. Roman, I was like, yeah, I'm in with this. This is great stuff. Yeah.
What one of them was his father, right? It was the one with the big handlebar mustache, right?
Yeah.
Was that one Alpha or Sika?
Unsure on is it Alpha? Alpha's his father? Yeah.
Oh well. Hey, look, I mean no insults with this or anything, but the more I'm looking at him in this age, you know who he's starting to look like for real though?
Who?
Fred Sanford. It looks too close of a resemblance. All right. So, Catherine, how's life as a senior treating you so far?
It's been stressful, man. It's been a pain in the butt.
Well,
Not the same.
Well, just don't give up. When that graduation comes, it'll be worth it.
Well, I am going grad dress shopping with my mom, so
yeah.
When does all that happen for you folks there?
So graduation will happen in June, but I have a friend that's graduating early because she's graduating in February to go to a different school to do a trades program.
Yeah. Too much. Okay. I wish I could share these, but
Oh, good old candy corn.
yeah, from the former president of the United States. If you smell what Barack is cooking.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right. So, question. I need to give a review on this on the stream soon. So, because my answer has changed recently since I did my last Q&A video, which wasn't that long ago. But do you two have a favorite scary movie?
Child's Play. Good old Child's Play.
The original, The Hitcher.
The Hitcher?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah, from the 80s. It's got Rutger Hauer and C. Thomas Howell in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Just because it was the first like truly scary movie I watched. It's more of a thriller road movie. But yeah, it's the first technically scary movie that I'd ever watched.
Well, for years, my favorite horror movie was always linked to my favorite slasher, right? And my favorite slasher was Freddy Krueger.
Yep.
And I can't just watch one Nightmare on Elm Street without watching all of them. But my favorite out of the series was number 4, Dream Warrior.
Oh, yep.
Firefly Family Podcast just said that he likes Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Very cool. Very underrated, in my opinion.
Underrated? It's always been highly rated. There's nothing underrated about that movie.
Well, I think I think it just had like a slow start.
Yeah. I mean that movie didn't have a slow start. When it came out, it absolutely changed film if permanently in the United States.
Yeah. But anyway, so it wasn't until a few months ago that I watched. Matter of fact, it was last month actually, when I watched another movie called Dr. Sleep. Not sure if you ever heard of that.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the sequel to The Shining. All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I've watched The Shining year after year. Okay. And yeah, it's cool, but I think there's something that was just slow about it. Okay. But when I watched Dr. Sleep, though, there was never in my recent memory do I remember actually having a holy crap chant during a movie. Like, yes, I was actually doing holy crap chants and like popping like an actual wrestling fan watching that movie. Okay. And to my understanding, when I was filming this Halloween movie of mine going up Saturday for my Phantasm parody or whatever, I was talking to my friend Tyler, and he told me something about The Shining that I didn't know about. All right, and I did some research on this. The one that directed The Shining, Stanley Kubrick, I think his name was.
Yep.
To my understanding, he was mentally abusing and basically bullying Shelley Duvall, and who was the one playing the mother in that.
Yep.
And Stephen King himself did not like how she was getting presented. So if that was the case, then The Shining, from anybody that knows the backstory of The Shining and the behind the scenes stuff, that might
Yeah.
make it, that might tarnish its legacy a little bit. All right. But whatever mistakes The Shining had, I think Doctor Sleep picked up on. And in my honest opinion, I think Doctor Sleep is way better than The Shining.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick was a moron. He did that in every single movie to his actors.
All of
And
them?
yeah, like
Wow.
he's just an idiot. That's how I feel about him anyway. But yeah, he thought, because he was part of a movement of the method acting kind of thing. So there was all the psychological stuff that the method actors seem to stick to. And man, at the end of the day, that, like, just let actors act. That's what they do, right? And yeah, he was just one of those dorks. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Freddy Krueger will always have a special place in my heart, but at the end of the day, Doctor Sleep takes the cake for me now.
Must go watch it. I must go watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen like It Chapter 2 already. Good movie. Really good.
The remake or the original?
The remake.
Yeah.
Spot on.
It wasn't until a few years ago I found out the original was just a the original was just an actual long TV series, basically.
Yeah. When I watched it too, one of my friends recommended it to me. She's like, watch the movie. And I'm like, why? And she's like, just freaking watch it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So speaking of Pennywise, once upon a time, Stephen King, he was a very angry individual. Okay? I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay.
He was so angry. People told him that he needed to calm down. So he took his book of It. He started writing in it. He started writing about Pennywise. Then he took his story to the playground so he could let it slide.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Almighty groan sound here.
All right. So Randy Quinn said he does love Tim Curry though. Yeah. Tim Curry's a legend. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
So yeah, here's a quick ghost story for you people. All right. I may have told it on the story already, but this one's true, okay? I know for a fact this one's true. So, you know the crow Eric Draven, right?
Yep.
All right. So, because of what I did 3 years ago, I can't look at crows the same way anymore. Okay? What? Oh, crap. These black marks are like confusing me. I thought I had like a mic on the side of my headphones for a minute. All right, but anyway, so as you know, sometimes I do these epic roast movies on special occasions, right? Well, 3 years ago, I went to go film my movie for The Crow for when I was going to roast Bruce Stroppamoff back then. And I was scouting out areas to go look for it. All right. First and foremost, you know when The Crow was released in theaters?
1993, I want to say.
1994.
Yeah,
May 11th, 1994. Okay. And what's 11 take away 7?
4.
Yes. That movie was released exactly 1 week after my birth. Okay. Now, when I was looking for areas around town about where I could film this thing at, I was heading over to one graveyard, right? And guess what I find in the middle of the road?
Don't know.
A roadkill crow.
Ew.
Out of everything that could have been there. All right. It gets worse. Okay.
Oh no.
So the first day I was filming out there, me and a couple of my friends out there, I had my script out there, right? We got done filming or whatever, then we all went home. So the next morning, I figured, you know what? I didn't need the script anyway. I had all the footage right there. But then it dawned on me, wait a minute, that script had editing notes in it. So my brother, he asked me if I want to go to Walmart with him. I said, sure, but hey, can we stop by the cemetery so I can pick my script back up? He said, sure. We go over there. I walk over to where I was filming at. All right. And my script wasn't there. However, the way my script was made up, it was a few sheets of paper stapled together to look like a book. Like that almost. Okay. I didn't find the script where I left it, but I found it a few feet away, cover face down on a grave. All right. Guess what the first name on the headstone read?
Eddie.
James.
Oh.
Yeah. I felt a cold chill on my shoulder. I looked around at the other headstones, looked back down at my script, looked up James Stone, and I said, thanks for holding it for me. Picked it up, and I slowly got back in the car.
I don't have too many scary stories like that. Well, there's one, but it's not like that. It's more of a ghost thing.
Well, bring it.
Yeah,
Bring
yeah.
it.
So
this is what it's for.
Yeah, I wrote a magazine article a while ago, years ago, right? But it was based on a story I'd heard from a barman at a particular bar, and I went into this bar and said, "Hey, man, look, I'm writing this story for this for this magazine. I'd like to have you tell me the story." And basically, in this old pub upstairs, there used to be a bunch of rooms, and this pub, before the land was reclaimed, was right on the edge of a harbor. And as these sorts of places they had ladies of the night working there, and this particular lady of the night was killed one night. She was thrown out the window, right? And apparently she haunted the place. And I was like, okay, cool. He goes, yeah, look, you don't have to believe me, but come back later on tonight, and when we're closing up, and I'll show you. And I went, okay, cool. So I was helping. Came back that night. I was helping him close up and stuff. Wipe tables down, move chairs and stuff. He goes, "Oh, can you just go upstairs, move some chairs from that room to the other room?" I went, "Okay, cool." Went up there and moved chairs from that room to the other room, and then there was like about 4 chairs. It wasn't many, but then I came back down, and then we had a beer just before finally closing. He goes, "Oh, can you go back up there and move the there's a table in that room. Can you move the table from there to the other room?" Went up there, and the chairs that I had moved were not in that room. No one else was in the building, and they were back in the other room. And I came down, and I went, "Okay, so I moved those chairs." And he goes, "And they were back in the other room?" And I went, "Yeah." And I was like, okay, this is going to be one of the greatest articles I've ever written in my life. And I went down and and wrote that article. That's the only sort of ghost experience that I've got. Very poltergeisty thingy. It was, yeah,
Wow,
pretty freaky. Yeah, it's pretty freaky, man. Like it was. Yeah. Yeah. Like, still puts chills on my back, that one. Like,
just thinking about it's giving me goosebumps. Ooh.
Yeah. And then sometimes, it's like one of those stories that you're telling, then you kind of hope it was like a nightmare, that you dreamed about it. Like but no, it's really happened. Like it's not something I imagined or dreamed. Like that happened. We sat down and drank a lot more beers after that, but yeah, it was
oh my god.
well worth it. Yeah.
Hold on a second. Jedi Hero, I promise you, no, I did not I did not wet myself when I saw that headstone. If I
He'd already peed himself before that. Yeah.
Oh my god.
all right, okay, Catherine. Me and Mike told one. Do you have something creepy you'd like to share?
Well, it's something that my mom did when she was my age.
All right.
She played with the Ouija board.
Oh.
Yeah. So when she was at least around, she was probably younger than that. They played a Ouija board in a haunted house, and one of her friends actually got killed. Yeah.
That sounds like the actual movie.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. Because they were playing with it and the lights turned off, and then their friend was missing. She's like, "Where is she? Where did she go?" They found her, and she was.
Oh no.
That's why she tells us not to play with the Ouija board in this house.
Yeah. My grandmother, God rest her soul, she was like a very religious woman, and when I think my mom was telling me that my grandmother caught her playing with one time, and the story was that she got in really big trouble doing so. So, yeah.
I remember one kid in my school brought one, and they're like, "Dude, like, pardon my language." They're like, "What the hell are you doing?" Like, going off on him, and he actually tried to do it at the school, and we're like, "Dude, don't do it. Do it outside. Do it somewhere else." And oh my god, the principal got him in trouble.
Wow. All right. So, in the spirit of spooky, what?
In the spirit of spirit.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't even trying that, but yeah. In the spirit of the spooky season, let me ask you to, Catherine, first you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have a phobia of, or what do you fear?
So I kind of figured this out. I have a bit of triphobia, if you've heard of that.
I can't say I have. Does that mean wait, triphobia? Is that like some kind of thing to do with the number 3?
Like, kind of like holes and stuff, and like other, like, kind of.
Abysses?
It's hard to. Kind of something like that, yeah.
Oh.
Like when you cut away foam and there's lots of little holes in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just think, oh.
Ooh. All right. Mike, what about you?
Any phobias?
Yeah.
No, I don't really have any phobias. Just like because anything I'm scared of is like very real. Like I'm scared of hot metal. Like that's you know. So yeah. Like no, don't touch that. You know.
I wouldn't call that a fear. I call that smart.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Sure. But I do overreact to it. Like I guess. So that's about as close to a phobia as I get. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're like the Dolph Ziggler of hot metal. You'll oversell it.
Yeah, I'll oversell it. Yeah, every day. Yeah, just like Austin. What's his name? Yeah.
All right. So yeah. My fear. One for physical fear is I'm definitely afraid of wasp, bees, hornets, yellow jackets, basically any flying insect with a stinger. I'm not sure if I'm allergic or not, but I don't want to stick around to find out.
That's
Oh,
right.
I know. I know how you feel. Like, think like last week, my friends and I were having lunch, and there was a wasp, and kept on following my friend, and
yeah,
it's not fun.
The other fear I have, this one's kind of a tough one. All right, most of the people that has been following me for a while, they know my mental struggle sometimes. So I think one of my biggest issues, despite my catchphrase, is to be outrageously optimistic year round, right? But I have a tendency of worrying too much. Okay. And that makes one of my fears of being that of rejection and neglect. All right. I know that might be kind of heavy, but that's there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But other than that, yeah, keep stingers away from me. Even you, Steve Borden. No, I'm playing.
Wonder what's happening to him at the moment. I guess he can't even do appearances at the moment, can he?
No.
Yeah.
Mind
you, he invested well. Like, I know that he invested his money. Yeah.
Hopefully Sting makes some kind of appearance at Survivor Series this year, because it was Taker's 30th anniversary. I know he's going to be there.
Yeah.
But Sting also made his WWE debut on Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Maybe not match debut, but definitely an appearance on Survivor Series.
Oh yeah, a big nod from the Sting would be good, man. From the Sting.
Yeah. I mean, I know a match is definitely off the table, but I need to at least see both of the gimmicks in the same place at the same time. At least that at a minimum.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So, crap. All right. I had something else here. If you wouldn't mind it, I'm going to be reading something small out of here.
Oh yeah.
Something very small, but I'll let one of you pick it. Okay.
All right.
So, all right. There's swimming lessons, wish fulfillment, the box. Sorry, Alice in Chains. I'm not sure if there's a man in it or not. Green Thumb, Nightmare, What's the Matter with Marvin? Not the Martian. Crying Wolf, No Laughing Matter, Family Ties, 9 Lives, and The Lesson.
Like the swimming lesson one. Sounds interesting.
What, the lesson?
Yeah.
The lesson?
Yeah. That sounds like the most out of the other ones all sound pretty normal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like normal horror stories. Yeah.
Okay.
Nightmares.
All right, so Jessie carefully tugged at the silver bow on the birthday present from her brother. So far, it had been a great party. A dozen friends had come to help her celebrate, and she received some really cool gifts. Still, she couldn't believe that her brother Ted had actually gotten her a present. He was 2 years older than she, and he usually spent more time trying to find ways to annoy her than to please her. That brat. She loosened a strip of tape that held the shiny pink paper in place and slipped out a tall black tube. What is it? She looked into her brother's eyes, searching for signs of gag. Well, open it and you'll find out. Ted smiled innocently. Okay. All right. Jessie twisted the top and it was snug, so she gave it a very hard turn. Very hard turn. Suddenly, the top flew out of her hands and the package seemed to explode. Kablooey! It didn't say kablooey. I just wanted to add that there. A half dozen cloth-covered snakes sprang into the air and confetti rained down on everyone. Cue Joey Styles. Oh my God! All right. Jessie and a few of the guests screamed, "Eek!" and covered their eyes when she finally peeked through her fingers. If you couldn't tell, I'm adding my own stuff to this. She could see that everyone was laughing. Ted, however, was not simply laughing. He was rolling on the floor. He was howling so hard that tears streamed down his cheeks. Okay, thanks a lot, Ted. Jessie turned down one corner of her mouth the way she always did when she gets angry with her brother. He struggled to speak between guffaws. What the heck is a guffaw? All right. One of us any relation to gender guffaw. All right. I can't believe you fell for that. I didn't think anybody was that stupid. You're so gullible. Jessie just scowled. She felt her face grow warm with embarrassment. Ted never seemed to care how he hurt her feelings. By early evening, the guests had gone home, and Jessie was in the kitchen helping her mother tidy up. She stepped on the small pedal at the base of the plastic trash bin, and the lid popped open. When she had been very little, Ted had told her that the top only opened when the bin was hungry and wanted to be fed. To prove his point, he had asked her to step closer, and when the lid suddenly sprang up, he grabbed her wrist and tried to pull her inside as she struggled and screamed. For days, Ted taunted her with the vicious trash bin that seemed to snap ravenously at her. She had believed him until she finally caught him pressing the pedal down with the back of his heel. Heel turn! Ever since then, it seemed that Ted never missed an opportunity to tease her and make her feel dumb. You big dummy. All right. The memory made her angry again as she tossed in a handful of crumpled birthday paper and let the lid slam shut. Mom, Jessie tilted her head. What does gullible mean? Well, it's written on the ceiling, dear. It didn't say that. It didn't say that. All right. Well, if someone is gullible, they can be easily tricked or missiled. Her mom answered. Why? Oh, nothing. She turned away so that her mother couldn't see her expression. The party would have been perfect if Ted hadn't tried to ruin it. Jessie announced suddenly. Her mom's voice was filled with concern. Why do you say that? You know he only teases you. That's what everyone says, but it's more than just teasing. He's mean. I wish he wasn't my brother. Ooh. Getting a little dramatized here.
It is.
All right. Jessie, that's a terrible thing to say. I know you think he picks on you, but you probably do things that annoy him too. You'd be much better off if you tried to get along. I'm gonna put my gifts in my room now. Jessie headed for the family room. Her mother just didn't understand. She threw her new sweater over her arm and gathered up the stack of books and games that had been piled onto the coffee table. Once in her room, she closed the door. Without turning on the light, she put the stack on her dressing table and flopped across her bed. Easily tricked, she thought, well, I won't let him trick me again, ever. I'd give anything to teach him a lesson just once. Jessie was still brooding when she heard the tapping on the window beside her bed. At first, she thought it might be a branch moving in the wind. Well, that blows. But then, she heard her name whispered very softly. Jessie. I added that too. The voice was coming from just under the windowsill. What a pain. All right. Jessie chewed lightly on her lower lip. Go away, Ted, she muttered. I'm not falling for it this time. The tapping continued, and the voice spoke up once more. I'm not your brother, it cooed. Slowly, Jessie rolled over and stood. The moon was full, and she could easily see through the window into the backyard. The old swing set shimmered. The silvery light and one swing stirred gently in the light breeze. But that was all. Okay, that definitely sounds like the intro to Are You Afraid of the Dark? All right. She began to turn away. Come closer, the voice urged. Jessie froze. Her eyes grew wide as she frantically looked around for the source of the strange voice. Come closer, and I will show myself to you. Jessie wanted to scream, to turn and run, but instead, she stepped slowly towards the window. She felt her feet move almost as if they had a will of their own. She drew closer and pressed her trembling fingertips against the window pane. Then she saw it, crouched directly under the sill. It didn't look at all human. Whatever it was leered back at her with dreadful yellow eyes. Its stooped body was covered with long, greasy-looking hair from head to foot. Jessie was riveted to the spot. There's a picture here. Braun Strowman shaved. That's what it looks like. All right. So, the creature spoke. Don't let my appearance fool you, it hissed. I'm here to help you. It spread its mouth in a ghastly grin, turned up its hands, and shrugged. She could see that its long, gnarled fingers ended in sharp talons. How could you help me? Jessie stammered. She felt the hair stand up on the back of her neck. I don't want you to help me. Go away. Her voice rose to a shriek. Shh, the beast soothed. You said you would give anything to teach your brother a lesson, didn't you? Well, that's what I'm here for. I can show you how. In spite of the beast's horrible appearance, man, you ugly! It had gained Jessie's interest. The image of her brother laughing at her, making her look foolish in front of all her friends at her own birthday party, came to mind. Her fear began to turn cautious. Her brain began to turn cautious curiosity. I think that was a typo in here. Oh well. What do you mean? Open the window and I will tell you, it coaxed. Together we will teach your brother a very important lesson. Jessie stared at the monster, and it looked back at her, encouraging. Its glowing, lemon-colored eyes were hypnotic. Uncertainly, she reached towards the window latch, then snatched her hand away. No, I'm afraid. Don't be, I won't hurt you. We are going to teach your brother a lesson. You won't regret it. Suddenly, her bedroom door swung open, and the room was flooded with light from the hall. Who are you talking to? Ted demanded. Jessie snapped her head around to see his dark shape in the doorway. Look out the window, she yelled. Quick, there's a monster under the windowsill outside. Ted hesitated. Look, she insisted, it's right outside. He moved to the window and looked out, his back to her. Then he turned around. With a glassy stare, he raised his arms and began to shuffle stiffly towards her. Yes, master, I will obey, he moaned. Don't, Ted. Jessie backed away, but her brother coldly closed the gap between them. He stretched out his fingers and reached for her neck. His eyes rolled upward, his lip wrinkled into a hideous sneer, and a low growl sounded deep in his throat. Don't, Ted. Stop or I'll scream. Her voice was rising. Ted dropped his hands and laughed. You are such a dope. There's nothing out there. I've got better things to do than play with the stupid scaredy cat. Meow. Making meowing noises. Oh, crap. I didn't even read that part when I made the meow sound. All right. He sauntered out of her room, closing the door behind him. As the darkness closed in, Jessie heard the voice whisper, We could teach him a lesson he'll never forget. Jessie didn't turn. She bunched her hands into a tight fist and simply asked, How do I know I can trust you? There was a moment of silence. Then the beast spoke. I will give you a demonstration. How will I know what it is? Jessie said. You'll know it, it hissed. At breakfast the next morning, Ted asked Jessie if it was safe to go outside or if there was a monster hiding under the front porch. During lunch at school, he loudly told several of his friends the story, and they all found opportunities to embarrass her about it. Everyone thought it was particularly funny when she pulled a small can out of her lunch bag and it turned out to be cat food. Gleefully, Ted announced that even scaredy cats had to eat. Jessie was fuming, but in the light of the day, she was beginning to doubt her story herself. By the time she was on her way home, she had convinced herself that it was all a dream. They lived only 4 blocks from the school, so Jessie and her brother rode their bikes each day. Today, Ted hadn't met her at their usual place, so he decided to wheel her bike along as she walked home with her friend Alice. The girls were deep in conversation and didn't notice a slight rustling in the hedge beside them. When they reached the corner, Ted and 2 friends charged out from the bushes. Monster attack, they howled. Jessie squealed and dropped her bike. Her book scattered on the sidewalk. Ted, you creep. She was almost in tears. I'll get you for this. Leave me alone. Hooting and laughing, the boys raced for their bikes, which were hidden behind the hedge. Ted began to pedal as fast as he could. Before he had traveled a few feet, the front wheel of his bike twisted as if something strong had yanked it towards the hedge. Ted flew off and sprawled across the sidewalk. Okay, I know what that feels like. That does not feel good. I got road rash on my ribs for a few days. All right. Yeah. His pants ripped at the knee. and his notebook landed in the muddy trickle of water that flowed in the gutter. "As soon as you write, Ted," Alice yelled. Jessie didn't say anything. She simply stared at the dark razor-clawed hand that slid back into the shadow of the hedge. That night, she sat in her darkened room waiting. She knew that it was wrong to wish harm on her brother, but he had always been so mean to her. Besides, he hadn't really been hurt. All she wanted to do was teach him a lesson. Maybe then he would try to be nicer to her. The sound of the monster's hiss startled her. "Did you like my little demonstration?" it whispered. "Yes," Jessie barely breathed. "What are you going to do next?" "Open the window and we'll make our plans together." Jessie leaned towards the window and looked down into a pair of yellow eyes that glittered evilly into the moonlight. "If you're so smart, why don't you open the window yourself?" She thought she heard a low, angry snarl, but the monster soon answered, "I cannot reach you unless you make the first move." Once again, Jessie reached for the latch. "You promise you won't hurt me?" she asked. "I promise," it replied. "With all your heart?" she added. "With all my heart," it agreed. Jessie grasped the latch, and this time she turned it. The wood creaked as she pushed the window open and leaned out to listen. Without warning, the monster leapt toward her, gripped her throat with its long, bony fingers, and snatched her off her feet. It was unnaturally strong. She tried to scream, but it was cutting off her air. Her legs and arms beat helplessly against the creature's slimy hide. "You promised you wouldn't hurt me," she grasped. "You promised with all your heart. You were going to teach my brother a lesson." She could feel the monster's hot, rancid breath as it pulled her closer. "I have no heart," it growled, "and his turn will come. Now that you have opened the window of your own free will, I can enter your home as I wish. Don't worry, I will visit every member of your family before this night is over." Jessie felt the sharp talons dig deeper into her throat as the beast's mouth turned up in a horrid grin, and the moonlight glistened on its dripping fangs. You said you would give anything to teach your brother a lesson," the grotesque creature sneered. "Well, my dear, my price is quite high, and it is time you pay up." The last sound Jessie heard was that of the vile monster licking his lips. Ooh, I wasn't expecting her to die.
Ooh.
Yeah. Courtney, yes, you finally caught me live. Thankfully, you haven't caught me undead yet. Yeah. So, yeah, what y'all think of that?
Dark, very dark.
Yeah, very.
Also, was it really about swimming? Like,
No, I thought you picked the lesson.
Yeah.
No, the swimming was the first story. The lesson was the last one. Yeah, and I thought y'all picked the lesson.
All right, okay. I thought I heard swimming lesson.
That's
what I
so
thought.
dark. Honestly,
If it wasn't for the death, the final parts of that definitely sounded like Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. Yeah. So, yeah, the word yellow kind of triggered something. All right. And I kind of got mad at this last year. All right. So, when you think of Frankenstein's monster, what do you think about? Like, appearance wise?
Bolts, the stitches, the hairdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Height.
Yeah. All right. Yes or no? Do you think he's stupid?
No.
No. Okay. Well, yes or no? Do you think he's green?
No, I think he's gray.
All right. So,
yeah, I think gray too.
I'm mad at pop culture. All right. They have abused Frankenstein's monsters for decades. It's like they don't read the books. All right. Last year when I did my Frankenstein film, I was reading the book for inspiration. All right. Like the actual book by Mary Shelley. And according to the book, they said that Frankenstein's fiend or Frankenstein's monster was 8 feet tall, had long black hair, black lips, and its yellow skin barely covered the workings of arteries and veins underneath. So somehow or another, they turned that intelligent creature, because it did turn very intelligent and very fast. They turned that very intelligent creature into a big dumb green idiot.
Yeah. Like you say, like the books are the book is way different.
Yeah.
To what's presented in Hollywood. Yeah.
I was telling this the other day. Mike, you might get this one. What do you get if you cross Scott Steiner with the jack-o'-lantern?
I don't know, but I feel like I know what's coming.
Big Papa Pumpkin.
Yep. That's exactly what I thought was coming.
All right. So next one. What do you call a pumpkin at the gym?
A pumpkin at the gym.
Oh wait.
I don't know, but he's totally squashing his goals.
He's a jacked o-lantern.
Oh.
Trying to think of another Halloween pun I could do here. All right. I'm not taking responsibility for this one. All right. So if you take the inside out of a hot dog, what do you get?
Oh no.
A Halloweenie. That one's been around since the 60s. I learned that one on Happy Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, Randy. Jacked. Go ahead, preach to the choir, brother. All right. So this isn't exactly a true story, but once upon a time, I was given the opportunity to work at a funeral home, right? Politely, I had to decline because, business is dead. Yeah.
That's successfully terrible. Yep.
And I found out that I would have to end up working with a bunch of stiffs all day, so it wasn't worth it. And and you know what? That company demands perfection. One mistake as an undertaker could lead to grave consequences.
Yeah.
So as far as trying to think about how it's referred to from a cultural standpoint, with you being New Zealand, how does Halloween work in New Zealand?
It's not as popular as it is in the States. I know that. It still goes here, but like I think it's going to be even more restricted this year. But if you want to partake in doing the trick-or-treating part of it, usually houses just stick out orange and black balloons outside just on the driveway, to say, hey, we're Halloween friendly, and pumpkins everywhere. We're going to do it because we've got some lights and some stuff, but because spreading joy in these times, got to do it, right? So and hopefully we get tricked a couple of times, because as you know, toilet paper is more of a treat now, so having your house TP'd is a treat.
I was thinking about that this week.
So yeah, but it's not something that's been here for years like it has in the States. Like, I mean, I've done Halloween in the States twice now, and and man, I was in Dallas for one, and I was in Hawaii for the next year when they did it there, and so it was you guys are all full on about it. Tell you that, the house displays, street displays, community displays, big church, trick or treating, walking around the car parks outside the churches, and the stalls and everything going on. Yeah, that's all crazy stuff. In Dallas, in particular, like because I was staying just down the road from where like some people have some serious money. Man, they were lifting decorations up with cranes up to the top of their houses and stuff like that. Just insane stuff.
Wow.
I was going, and then like there was a whole neighborhood that just competed with each other with their decorations. Then a week later, they were putting them all down and putting up their slowly putting up their Christmas decorations. So I was like, oh man, it's madness.
Yeah.
Absolute madness. So we don't see that here. That's for sure.
Yeah. Randy just added to my my funeral story. He said that if I would have worked for the funeral, I could have gotten the dirt on everyone. Yeah. But the bad thing at a funeral, you don't have time to rehearse.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you work with only a skeleton crew. No bones about it. I think that's accurate. No cap. I mean, no skill cap.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right. So, what were some of your past costumes, if you remember any of them?
Oh.
I don't really have any because we didn't do it. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, how about you, Catherine? Any of your past costumes?
I was an anime character and it failed.
Was he like your own, or was you what?
It was one from what's it called? Black Butler. I had red hair. I had a dress shirt. I had a tie. I had jeans. I wore my boots. One thing I forgot was my chains.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'm glad you said the word anime, because for anybody in the chat that doesn't know, Catherine here, over there, was the one that made my avatar picture. She was the one that made. Yeah, she was the one that made my fan art. So thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
So, my past costumes were like very different. All right. The earliest one I remember, I think I was a clown one year. I know in 2004, shortly after WrestleMania 20, I tried to be the Undertaker, but it ended up turning into me being Clint Black instead, the country singer. So that didn't work out too well. One year I dressed up as a monk, I think, but I was calling myself Ozzy Osbourne. Let's see here. I remember dressing up as like some kind of vampire surgeon. I dressed up as Ernest P. Roll twice. One of them being the zombie of Jim Vernay. I know I did Chuck Norris twice. One year when I was hanging out with my cousin and his girlfriend at the time, we was going down the street singing the Walker Texas Ranger theme song. As we was taking his
It's a terrible theme song. I can't wait to see what happens with speaking of the whole horror thing. Jared Padalecki's going to be doing Walker, right? The reboot.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They're remaking that.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they're going to use Chuck Norris's theme song or not. Probably not.
He better at least have the beard. He better at least have the beard.
Yeah, well, Chuck Norris isn't in it, so just Jared Padalecki. Yeah,
have Kevin Hart play Trebek, or whoever that guy's name was.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I know one year I was Billy Mays, right? But I was like a phantom Billy Mays, like I was like Billy Mays back from the dead or whatever. But
yeah,
I'm not sure if you've seen the footage of how I have a toilet costume or not. But my brother was wearing my toilet costume, right?
That sounds a bit crap.
Yeah, it was. So
I
my
bet
brother,
you bowled them over. Sorry. Sorry. I'll stop.
he certainly had a potty mouth that night. But yeah, he was wearing the toilet costume, and he was wearing his a Santa Claus hat, but it was like black and red. But on the black part of the trim, it said, "Who's your Santa?" Right. But my brother, he was small enough to like squat down and fit directly inside the toilet costume to where he was like invisible or whatever. That way, it looks like just a toilet sitting on the side of the road, right?
Yeah.
There will be times where he would do that, and he would just like jump up in the air, yell "toilet mode activate," and then just land perfect squat down, hidden inside the costume like a turtle inside of its shell, almost. And there would be trick-or-treaters and other people walking by that would sit on him, and like my brother, he was like getting so I don't want to say confident or cocky with it. I don't know what the word was, but yeah, he was getting pretty happy at the time, knowing that Girls was actually sitting in his hands the whole time, apparently. But let's see here.
Oh.
I know 1 year
Sorry, I'm feeling flushed now. Yeah.
Oh. Let's see here. In 2014, I have found some big pieces of this wall styrofoam almost. I don't know what it was, but it was like very thick styrofoam that was used in construction or whatever, but it was, for whatever reason, it was pink. Right. Mm-hmm. And there was like large sheets of it. I was able to cut out 2 circles. Okay. I was able to put some paint on there, and I was like able to wear it around my neck and my torso. But I combined Freddy Krueger with a pack of bologna. So I was Freddy Krueger's bologna. And I don't know what I was thinking then. But speaking of bologna,
did you have sausage fingers?
No, but I had the glove.
I would have done sausage fingers on it instead of knives.
Yeah. Speaking of meat products, I'm sure you heard of Oscar Mayer, right?
Yeah.
All right. So last time I checked in on Oscar Mayer, he wasn't doing so good. He was very sick. I asked him what's wrong. He says he has the Bologna virus.
Oh no. No. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Okay. All right, here's another one for you. All right. What do you get if you put a pig on Zelda?
Sausage links.
Yes. That was it. That's exactly what it was. All right. Why doesn't Bowser fear a Ouija board?
No idea.
What?
Because it's not a Mario board.
Oh no. Hey, James, man. I only had this hour to do this, so hopefully everything goes well for you in Halloween. And all the rest of it. It's been a fun experience. It's been a pun experience. So thank you very much for inviting me along. Happy Halloween to everybody, and of course,
Yeah, you did it right. Good job. You had to yell booyah as you do it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I got to get that right sometime. Anyways, mate, thank you very much. Have a great one. Nice to meet you, Catherine.
All right. Bye-bye. Yeah, nice to meet you too, buddy.
All right. So I'm gonna try to think of like one more Halloween joke to close us out, if I could think of one.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head here.
I know one.
Okay, all right, go for it.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance?
Why?
Because he has no guts. He just leaves.
Okay. All right. Randy told me to not make it candy corny. Aw, shucks.
Oh no.
When I was in my church youth group, everybody was going around telling everybody to bite their ears or whatever, and I said I could if I had corn on the cob. Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so how can you tell if zombies have COVID-19 when they have coughing problems?
Oh no.
That reminds me, I gotta make a quick rant about zombies, right quick.
Okay,
All right.
do it.
All right, when you're a zombie, all right, you're basically a reanimated corpse, okay? When you're a zombie, there's no life in you. There's no blood flowing around, okay? Your body's decaying in the ground. And I assume you're still decaying when you come back to being undead, okay? Most zombies, they're buried 6 feet under, okay? 6 feet under dirt. Not only are they buried 6 feet under dirt, they're surrounded by a very hard casket. Mind you, even if you're alive, a casket is hard to get out of, especially if it's sealed. All right. So how the heck is a very weak zombie able to break through a casket and dig through 6 feet of dirt? And the first thought of it when it comes back out of the ground is, you know what? I'm hungry. They crave brains because they have none of their own. And it's because of me saying knowledge like that that I would starve a zombie apocalypse because they're looking for brains and I have none. Alright. So yeah, you know what? Let's do one more Mad Lib to close us out. Alright, alright, we're gonna end this off with just one more thingy here. Alright. So I'll let you pick it. It's Halloween treats or costume contest.
Halloween treats.
Alright. Alright, don't save. Alright. So I'll let you go first. Name a person, place, or thing. Whoa, wait. No. Okay, sorry, I misread that. Okay, a verb, like it's something you do.
Art.
Well, art's a thing, but I can put drawing or painting in there if you want it to be something. Okay, I'll put paint. Okay. Which, according to my face, people can tell I'm like Waka Flocka. I'm like Waka Flocka. I go hard in the paint. All right. So, all right. I'm trying to think of an adjective myself here. All right, that's a good one. All right, give me another adjective.
So like a place or wait, God.
It's something to describe something.
Sweet.
Okay. All right. All right. Name any object, group of people, or Animals, or doesn't matter. Just name something.
Cats.
Okay. All right. Give me another adjective.
A desk.
A desk is a thing.
Like,
It can be a, like I said, it can be a color, a flavor, a
pink.
texture. Pink. Okay.
I'm gonna go for pink.
All right. Then, all right, we're halfway there. You said desk earlier, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll go and put that in there now. All right, give me an animal.
A rabbit.
Right. Okay, name something you do.
Painting.
Already got painting, but okay.
Oh.
You still want to put that in there?
Well, I also bake too, so.
Okay, bake. All right. All right, name a food.
Pizza.
All right, and another food.
Sushi.
Very fishy right there. All right.
Oh my God.
Okay, here we go. All right. Halloween is the best time to paint. The weather is concrete and sweet, and you go door to door saying trick or treat, and people give you feet and cats to eat. This year, I will. Now, unless it's pig feet, I can understand. Okay, but cats, I think that's another country. But anyway, this year, I will dress up as a Milky Way, a hairy pink desk, or maybe a scrawny rabbit. If someone says trick instead of giving you a treat, you might have to dance or bake to try and scare them into giving you a stinky pizza or a liquid shit. That's a tongue twister. All right. If someone says trick instead of giving you a treat, you might have to dance or bake to try and scare them into giving you a stinky pizza or a liquid sushi as a treat.
Oh my God.
Okay. I just read Randy was trying to give suggestions for it, but I see the word croissant in there, so I got to quote my homeboy Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron. Are you gonna finish that croissant?
Oh my God.
All right, so Catherine, thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me, bud.
I toast you, but I'm out of blood, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm out of hot chocolate, so.
Yeah. So yeah, happy Halloween to you. Happy Halloween to everybody in the chat. Enjoy enjoy the rest of Halloween week happening this week. As a reminder, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Eastern, we got a OSG for Resident Evil 5 coming out. It's almost 3 hours long. I can't promise I'll be in there for the whole 3 hours, but I'll be in there for at least the last one. But yeah, bye-bye.
Stay safe, you guys.
Yeah, bye-bye. So long. Make sure all of you remember to be outrageously optimistic year-round. Stay off drugs. Booyah. I'm out. Wait. I gotta end this off. Seeing as how I'm Jeff Hardy. Hey, when I say this, say the word obsolete, okay? I'll fade away and classify myself as obsolete. You gotta say obsolete. Ah, never mind. I'll do it by myself one more time. I'll fade away and classify myself as obsolete. Obsolete. All right. Bye-bye. One more for the road. One more for the road. Okay.